Word facts. The word had can be used 11 times in a row in the following sentence about two boys who had written a similar sentence in their essays. John, where Steve had the
my fabric in a very free and easy way. I'm using yellow, blue and red, and the colours merged together. I'm now putting wax onto my fabric with a very big brush. I'm not thinking, I'm just playing, making marks wherever I feel. Black dye is now applied to the cloth and batik is done.
How to speak Pig Latin. So you take the beginning sound of a word, put it at the end and add a. For example, mug becomes ugme. Rose becomes osre. E-tray, arske. Eniste albe. But if the word starts with a vowel, you just leave it as it is and add way. So if the cat's name is Amy, it becomes Amy Way. No way. Now go and share this with someone you want to speak secretly to and comment your name in Pig Latin, because that's...
Here are some health myths you need to stop believing. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. This tagline was invented by John Harvey Kellogg to sell, you guessed it, his own brand of Kellogg cereal. So if you're hungry, eat breakfast. If you're not, it's fine to skip it. Microwave ovens cause cancer. No, they don't. They heat your food and nothing else. They emit a small amount of electromagnetic radiation, a form of non-ionizing radiation. This type of radiation doesn't cause cancer because it can't alter the structure of cells. Coffee stunts growth. There is zero evidence of this at all. And when it comes to kids drinking coffee, the only thing you need to worry about is excess caffeine leading to disturbed sleep and potentially increased anxiety levels. X-rays cause cancer. Your risk of getting cancer years later because of X-rays is so small. Literally a less than 1 in a million chance. The risk of the X-ray is outweighed by the doctor potentially picking up something very important. An X-ray of your chest is the same radiation as a flight from London to New York. This is why you should never kick someone in the nuts. A sudden forceful trauma to the crown jewels can result in testicular torsion, a twisted testicle. This causes the blood supply to that area being cut off. This is when the real countdown begins. A person has about 6 hours to get the ball untwisted before the ball is lost forever. If left untreated, the lack of blood supply results in ischemia and eventually necrosis. This is tissue death. The affected ball turns black. This necrotic ball can become infected. This localized infection can then spread to the surrounding groin, pelvis, and even enter the bloodstream, causing a body-wide infection called sepsis. And if sepsis isn't treated urgently, it can be lethal. So please kindly refrain from doing this.
So there's a new trend where you walk on the spot and it looks really cool. You might have seen a few other creators do it. Question is, how's it done? Well, you're about to find out. Step 1, go to the gym and steal a treadmill. Stop. What are you doing? Put it down. It was a joke. Go back outside. You don't need a treadmill. As a matter of fact, you don't need anything. It's literally as simple as standing on the spot and bending your knees back and forward. There are a couple of key points you'll want to know to make it look realistic though. The first one is your arms. Your arms need to be in sync with the opposite leg. So when your right knee goes forward, your left hand should go forward and vice versa. The second key point is the camera angle. This is everything. If you film from too far away, it's just not going to look right. So the key is to make the frame cut off just above your knees. That way, you're getting some of your legs in, but you're not giving your game away. And that's it. So now you know. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, smash that like button.
This is why you should never use Q-tips to clean your earwax, and what you should do instead. Q-tips are pretty good at pushing the earwax further into the ear canal towards the eardrum. And the diameter of these Q-tips are usually more than half the size of the canal itself. So any way you stick it in there, there's always going to be some wax you can't get around, and you end up pushing it further inside. Not good. Eventually, earwax buildup makes it harder for the eardrum to vibrate. This can lead to hearing loss. Although it looks pretty gross, earwax is actually really helpful. It's antibacterial and antifungal. It fights off infections inside and around our ears. It traps dust, hair, and even insects, and pushes dead skin cells towards the outside. So instead, wash your ears with soap and water, and put your finger in a dry towel to mop up all the excess water.
This is a simple productivity trick to get exactly What you want? This one is called a micronap, and it was used by everyone from Aristotle to Einstein and even Salvador Dali. Now, science shows that you're at your most productive hour or most productive moment in that moment in time between the state of being awake and the state of falling asleep. Here's how you get there. Be tired, this shouldn't be an issue for you. Then take a plate, place it upside down on the ground, and have a set of keys in your hands as you're about to fall asleep. As follows, and then once you drop the keys, you will wake up and be super productive. But you have to make sure to get up and start working, because if you sleep for more than 20 minutes, say bye to productivity.
This is why you should never pop a pimple. If you pop a pimple, you could release a flood of infection which could cause even more pimples, darkening of the skin and scarring. Pimples are basically bulging bags of oil and bacteria under the skin that have nowhere to go. Normally these bags contain oil secreting glands called sebaceous glands. Oil moves out of the gland and up the pore to lubricate your hair and skin. Sometimes dead skin cells and bacteria can get inside these pores and clog them up. With nowhere to go, the oil builds up around the gland like an expanding water balloon. As it expands, it pushes against the skin surface, causing pain and redness. Now, if you pop a pimple, it may relieve the pain, but that's only winning the battle, not the war. And squeezing the skin can cause more inflammation, which can lead to scarring.
Today, I'm going to teach you how balloons expand. The material that makes balloons expand is called latex, and latex is found in a rubber tree. Latex is a polymer, which means it has long chain-like molecules made up of repeating units. So when you put water or air into a balloon, it creates pressure. This makes the latex expand, which is why balloons grow. And once the latex is stretched to its maximum limit, it eventually pops.
How to make gas from wood. Get a pot. Inside a pot. Fill central pot with wood. Cap off with pipe coming out. Build fire around the outside. Yes, lots of fire around there. Light the wood on the outside. Let it warm up, cooking the wood inside the pot. And voila! Wood gas! And this we can run engines on. How amazing, Colin. I never knew this. No, you didn't, did you?
Liv, how do you always hit top corner and crossbar? Is it luck?
No, it's not luck. Like, there are two different techniques. So, for example, when I'm hitting that top corner, I strike through the ball. Woo! Like that. But when I'm hitting past that, when I'm hitting crossbar, it's more of like a chip, like a dink, so
right.
I don't follow through the ball as much.
Oh, okay.
And it's nice when the crossbar hits the centre and comes back to you, like that.
These bees started to build a hive on a patio chair, and I was called to remove them. The first thing I did was lift the cover of the chair to reveal a beautiful beehive with thousands of honeybees. I started to carefully remove the hive from the side of the chair, always looking for the queen bee every step of the way. As I removed each piece of comb, I put it in wooden frames of the new beehive using rubber bands to secure it for transit so that the bees could use it later on. There was a lot of comb, but also a ton of bees. So I used my hands and started scooping bees into their new hive while looking for the queen. Soon enough, I found her. Do you see her in there? She's the largest bee in the hive. There she is. I put her into the new hive, and all the other bees started to go right in since they wanted to be with their queen. And this was all actually on the second story of a house, so I used some rope to lower the hive to the ground, and I saved the bees.
This is a simple persuasion trick to get exactly what you want. This one is called door in the face technique. Now, science shows that people really don't like saying no a few times in a row. So when you really want something, you have to ask for something huge in the beginning, and then they're gonna say no, and then you ask for something that you really want. For example, you want a new phone, don't go to your parents and ask for a new phone. Go to your parents and ask for a new laptop. Ask for new parents. They're gonna say no, and then you go like, oh, at least can I have a new phone? They're much more likely to say yes.